Welcome back to the Living Tips Senior Life, where East meets West to explore the little daily habits that shape how we age. It's the start of a brand new week, and today we're digging into a food that shows up on dinner tables all over the world: meat. Now, if you're over 60, chances are you've heard a lot of mixed advice about meat. Some folks say eat more of it for protein, others say cut way back to protect your heart. So what's the real deal? Here's the thing, not all meat is the same. Some types can actually speed up inflammation, trigger joint pain, and even impact your memory. But others? They can help you stay strong, support your organs, and keep your body resilient as you age. To help us separate fact from fiction, we're bringing back one of our most treasured guests. He's over 100 years old, still walks every single day, and still makes time to join us in the studio to share his insights. Japan's oldest practicing doctor, Dr. Shigaki Hinohara. Dr. Hinohara, it's always an honor to have you with us. Thank you. It's wonderful to be back. You know, meat has been part of our diet for thousands of years. And when eaten in moderation, certain meats can really nourish the body. But today's world? It's changed. The way animals are raised, how their meat is processed, how it's cooked, it's all very different now. And many of the meats people over 60 eat on a regular basis, they're quietly doing more harm than good. They're putting stress on the heart, joints, even the brain. Now, my goal today isn't to scare anyone or tell you to swear off meat forever. What I want to do is help you understand which meats may be aging your body faster, and which ones might actually support your strength, memory, and long-term health. We'll go over 4 of the worst offenders, and then share 4 better choices. And of course, we'll save the best one for last. That's such an important message, and I'm glad we're having this conversation. For a lot of folks over 60, meat is still a mainstay: lunch, dinner, sometimes even breakfast. It's familiar. It's filling. And for many, it still feels like a sign of strength. But like you said, it's not just the meat itself, it's the quality, how it's processed, and even how it's cooked. So let's jump in. What's the first type of meat you suggest people start cutting back on, or maybe cutting out altogether? The first meat I'd recommend staying away from, especially if you're over 60, is processed bacon. Particularly the kind that comes in prepackaged strips at the grocery store. I know it's convenient. I know it's delicious. And for a lot of people, it brings back happy memories of breakfast with family. But once you're past 60, your body sees it very differently. It becomes a slow-burning threat. That's a tough one, document. For a lot of people, bacon feels like a little morning treat, a reward, even. So what exactly makes it so harmful? Well, it's really 3 things: the nitrates, the sodium, and the way bacon is usually cooked, very hot and until it's crispy. All of that adds up. Studies have shown that eating processed meats like bacon on a regular basis is linked to a much higher risk of heart disease, stroke, and even colorectal cancer. There was a large study published in the journal Circulation. It found that eating just 50 grams of processed meat a day, that's about 2 slices of bacon, increased the risk of heart disease by 42%. Wow, just 2 slices? That's a huge increase. Yes. And after 60, your arteries don't bounce back the way they used to. Blood pressure rises more easily. Your digestive system becomes more sensitive to anything that causes inflammation. Bacon hits all those pressure points: high sodium, saturated fats, and those chemical preservatives. So this isn't just about calories or fat content, it's also about all those additives your body has to deal with. Exactly. It's how the meat is treated, stored, and prepared. After 60, your body needs foods that calm inflammation, not add to it. Now, I'm not saying you can never have bacon again. But it really shouldn't be something you eat every day, or even every week. Especially not the heavily processed kind from the supermarket. That's eye-opening. And I think it's a good reminder that not all dangers are visible. It's not just the fat you can see, it's the chemicals and sodium your body has to filter through. So Dr. Hinohara, if processed bacon tops your list, what's the second type of meat you think older adults should be careful with? Number 2 is one that seems like a healthier option, but for older bodies, it can actually be worse than people think. I'm talking about deli meats. That includes things like sliced turkey, ham, salami, roast beef, any meat that's been cured, pre-cooked, and packaged for convenience. Just like bacon, these meats are loaded with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives. But what makes them even more dangerous is how they're marketed. They're sold as lean, clean, even diet-friendly. Seniors reach for them thinking they're making a smart, healthy choice. But in reality, they're getting a low-quality protein, with a side of inflammation. I've seen that myself with patients. A lot of them pack a turkey sandwich every single day, thinking it's harmless. But what's actually happening inside the body when you eat those meats often? Well, first, they raise your blood pressure. They also mess with your gut bacteria. And over time, they put extra strain on your kidneys, which, as we know, are already less efficient after 60. One study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate processed deli meats 4 times a week had a 28% higher risk of developing chronic kidney disease. That's significant. And I imagine a lot of those meats are eaten cold, right out of the package. Exactly. And when that happens, the risk of bacterial contamination goes up, especially if they're not stored or handled properly. For seniors, even a mild foodborne illness can turn serious fast. That's a part of food safety many people don't think about. The older we get, the less forgiving our bodies are when it comes to bacteria or chemicals in our food. Absolutely. When you're young, your body can handle more of those hits. But after 60, the immune system doesn't bounce back as quickly. And if you're already managing high blood pressure, diabetes, or digestive issues, deli meats only make those conditions worse. That one really hits home for me. I've had patients, and even a few friends, who always have those plastic containers of deli meat in the fridge. Turkey, ham, roast beef. It's what they grew up on. It feels easy, familiar, maybe even healthy, since it's not fried or greasy. I remember one patient clearly. He was a retired pilot, 72 years old. Active guy. Watched his weight. Didn't smoke. But he had a turkey sandwich for lunch every single day for over a decade. His blood pressure kept creeping up. His kidney function was starting to slip. We didn't think to trace it back to that sandwich, until we did. That's a powerful reminder. It's often the little routines, the habits we don't even question, that end up having the biggest impact. Let's keep going, document. What's another type of meat that tends to fly under the radar, but could be silently causing trouble for people over 60? Number 3 is one that almost no one questions, but it's one of the biggest hidden sources of inflammation, especially for older adults. I'm talking about conventionally raised beef. That's the mass-produced, grain-fed beef you'll find in most supermarkets and restaurants, used in burgers, steaks, and ground beef. Now, beef itself isn't the enemy. But how the animal is raised and what it's fed? That changes everything. Choice, sardines, especially wild-caught, packed in olive oil or water. Sardines are one of the most overlooked superfoods for seniors. They're rich in omega-3s, vitamin D, calcium, and coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, all crucial for maintaining bone strength, cognitive function, and heart health after 60. And because sardines are small, short-lived fish, they don't accumulate heavy metals or toxins like larger species, e.g., tuna or swordfish. Plus, when you eat them with the bones, you're getting a bioavailable source of calcium and phosphorus, nutrients that naturally decline with age and are vital for preventing fractures. A 2020 study in Nutrients found that older adults who regularly consumed small oily fish like sardines had better bone density and lower markers of inflammation. They're also affordable, shelf-stable, and versatile, great on salads, toast, or mashed into spreads. For seniors on a budget or looking to simplify meals, sardines check a lot of boxes. So we've covered 1. Wild-caught salmon, for anti-inflammatory fats and brain/heart support. 2. Pasture-raised lamb, for clean protein, iron, and immune-boosting CLA. 3. Sardines, for bones, brain, and budget-friendly nutrition. Now, the fourth and final meat, the one you said might be the best of all. What is it, Dr. Hinohara? The fourth and perhaps most powerful meat for people over 60 is organ meats, particularly grass-fed beef liver. Liver? That surprises a lot of people. Yes, it's not trendy, but it's a nutritional powerhouse. Just a few ounces of grass-fed liver once a week provides more vitamin A, B12, folate, iron, and copper than almost any other food on Earth. These nutrients support energy, red blood cell production, brain function, and detoxification, all areas where we start to see decline after 60. Vitamin A is critical for vision and immune health. B12 and folate are essential for memory and mood. And liver is one of the few foods naturally rich in choline, which supports brain health and may protect against age-related memory loss. But many people avoid liver due to its strong flavor or misconceptions about toxicity. What's your take? A small amount of high-quality, grass-fed liver once a week is not only safe, it's medicinal. It nourishes in a way that's hard to match. Just don't overdo it. Think of it like a supplement, a concentrated dose of vitality from nature. Final thoughts. So to recap, for seniors looking to protect their heart, joints, brain, and muscle with clean, nourishing meat, Dr. Hinohara recommends white heavy checkmark wild-caught salmon, white heavy checkmark pasture-raised lamb, white heavy checkmark wild sardines, white heavy checkmark grass-fed beef liver, once weekly. And to cut back or avoid crossmark processed bacon, crossmark deli meats, crossmark conventional, grain-fed, beef, crossmark factory farmed chicken. It's not about fear or restriction, it's about choosing meats that heal rather than harm, especially when every cell in your body becomes more sensitive with age. So let's talk chicken, but not just any chicken. If you're going to eat it, go for organic, pasture-raised chicken. That means the bird was raised outdoors, allowed to forage, and wasn't pumped full of hormones or antibiotics. That's a big difference compared to factory-farmed chicken. When it's raised the right way, you get cleaner protein, healthier fats, and a much lower inflammatory load on your body. It's funny, so many people still think all chicken is the same. But trust me, it's not. Okay, so how do we know we're buying the good kind? Read the label. Look for terms like pasture-raised, organic, or certified humane. Skip vague words like natural, they're basically meaningless. Yes, quality chicken usually costs a little more, but think of it as an investment in your long-term health. That makes sense. So for folks who still want the comfort of chicken, this is a smarter, safer choice. Absolutely. Just remember, how you cook it matters too. Stick to grilled, baked, or poached. Avoid deep-fried or overly processed cuts, they cancel out the benefits. There was even a 2019 Japanese clinical study that found seniors who regularly ate pasture-raised poultry had lower inflammation and better insulin sensitivity. That really puts things in perspective. It's not just what we eat, but how it was raised, what it was fed, and how we prepare it. I think that's a big mindset shift, especially for folks over 60 who grew up eating for convenience, not longevity. Exactly.